And now for perhaps the most accurate use of the phrase last but not least, we outlined Honda's plan for 2024, one of the greatest seasons any team has ever had, winning every major title they were going for in the traditional motocross and supercross campaigns. The only title they didn't win was the 250 SMX crown, and Hunter Lawrence was in that to the end until being injured in the finale. So this is so strange. Sexton wins the Monster Energy Supercross title, but was already moving on. They actually knew that as he won that title. But obviously, they're still in a great position. Jett Lawrence moving up to the 450 class full-time, and they've just announced officially what we already knew, was that Hunter Lawrence will also be moving up. And the 250 spots that the Lawrence brothers once had going to be filled by Jo Shimoda. That's a great pickup for them. And Chance Hymas, who is a part-time rookie last year, will be full-time. So let's talk 250 riders first. I mean, what a coup for Honda to lose both Jett and Hunter from the 250 class and get a guy like Shimoda to fill that spot. I mean, those are big shoes, but I guess you could say Shimoda has the big enough feet to fill that.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how Jo Shimoda handles this, because he's leaving a team, a multi-rider team, where there's a lot of different pushing and pulling about who's the guy, who's expected to be champion there. There's no question about that at the situation he's at now. Replacing Hunter Lawrence on that Honda HRC Factory 250, all eyes will be on him, and whichever coast he ends up on, I think Honda will expect him to win races and to be the champion. Now, as for Chance Hymas, I got an opportunity to spend some time with him recently, and he's just getting back on the motorcycle. But for him, he's hoping that things set up for him to race the East Coast. That will give him more time to prepare, be able to ride throughout November, December, and January before he has to line up. But this was a guy that was really hitting his stride. Led his first lap at the High Point National right before he injures himself that next week. But he remembers that. He knows what it felt like. He knows what it took to get to that level. And don't forget, he gets to practice and train with Hunter and Jett Lawrence every single day. So they're going to drag him forward, and he's going to build momentum and build speed just from being around that dynamic every single day.
And in the 450 class for Honda, as we said, it's going to be all Lawrence brothers. I don't believe there's a parallel in any sport, maybe the Williams sisters in tennis, but any sport. I'm talking not just racing, any sport to have this. Both riders on the team are brothers, and there is a chance somewhere down the road that we're looking at the two best riders in the game being brothers. I mean, that's the level they got to in the 250 class, so it's possible in the 450s. This is going to be wild to see the heights, because I think the sky is obviously the limit when it comes to Hunter and Jett.
Yeah, and the storyline will be about Jett Lawrence, whether within our sport or externally. Jett is a superstar by every measure, and he deserves all of that. You look at his Pro Motocross Championship undefeated run. He goes on to win the SuperMotocross World Championship. He deserves all of the accolades and more that we could bestow upon him. So I expect big things, as does everyone. I'm more curious to see how Hunter Lawrence transitions, because yes, he was, in my opinion, the best rider on the 250 class in 2023. Now, did he win the SuperMotocross World Championship? No. He lost $484,000 along the way by not being able to wrap that up at the finale. But now he's jumping into the deep end of the pool. He's going to be amongst many, many former 250 champions. But I just think it will be interesting to see how he fits in. Where does his talent line up with that caliber of rider? Will he be in the battle with Aaron Plessinger and those riders, maybe on the backside of the top 10, or does he immediately vault forward and try to battle for podiums right away? Now, only he can decide that, but I think it's one of the more underrated storylines to watch going into 2024.
Now, there will be a veteran rider, we believe, on a Honda 450, but not part of the factory team. This is very odd. Dylan Ferrandis, it's been chasing a ride really the whole year. We thought that he would end up as Roxon's teammate with Suzuki. Now we're hearing that might not happen. The latest rumor is that he might be part of the Phoenix Honda team, which will build a 450 program around him. Now, months ago, I think it was Ferrandis looking for a factory bike to maybe race under a different tent, because the Honda factory team doesn't have room for him. But I don't even know if he's going to have the factory bike now. So this is super curious. We don't know the exact details. But as of now, Dylan Ferrandis racing for Phoenix Honda in the 450 class will be an additional Honda bike out of the racetrack.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.